Hello friends, today I shall tell you how to determine capacity of a multi-lane highway as per the procedure given in Indian Highway Capacity Manual 2018, Indo-HCM procedure. And this procedure is a 5-step process. The first step is that you divide the road into segments, and this segment should be of uniform characteristics. There is no further guidelines given in Indo-HCM, but if you look at US Highway Capacity Manual, there are certain guidelines to define the highway segment. Uniformity in the highway segment. It says that whenever there is a change in number of lanes, or change in speed limit, or change in gradient or curvature, you just identify the boundary at that point. But in Indo-HCM, it says that intersection can probably be the best boundary for defining a highway segment. But highway segment should be straight and it should be of uniform characteristics. The second step is that on this segment, you determine the free flow speed of standard cars. And in Indo-HCM, standard car is taken as a small car. So you take, let us say, 200 small cars and find out their free flow speed. A free flowing vehicle in the manual is defined as a vehicle having a headway of 8 seconds or more. That means this speed is to be estimated or determined in the field under very low traffic volume conditions. Now, once you determine the free flow speed, make a plot of this free flow speed data and determine the 85th percentile speed. 85th percentile of free flow speed. And this speed is called the operating speed, VOS. Operating speed is the 85th percentile speed of free flowing standard cars. You can make a plot, a cumulative density plot of the speed data, and from that you can find out what is 85th percentile. That is the speed, VOS. Then this VOS, as I told you, it is under base conditions because you have taken a straight section and free flowing condition. Now this, in the third step, this operating speed is adjusted for the local conditions. And 3 conditions are taken in the manual, that is the gradient, the curvature, and the IRI. IRI is International Road Roughness Index, that is measured in meter per kilometer. For a base section, the manual says that the IRI should be less than 2.7 meter per kilometer. And therefore, if actual IRI at the site is more than 2.7, then you should apply a correction to this operating speed. So you find out what is the adjusted free flow speed. So for, let us say, 4-lane highway, adjusted operating speed on a 4-lane highway is your basic speed, which you measured in the field, minus 4.7 IRI minus 0.6 times gradient minus 0.03 times the curvature. And for 6-lane, VOS adjusted is VOS base minus 1.2 IRI minus 0.4 G minus 0.06 C. So the operating speed, which is measured from field data, is adjusted for IRI, for gradient, and for curvature. Gradient is in percent, positive for upgrade, negative for downgrade. C is the curvature, which is taken in degree per kilometer. IRI is to be taken only when it is more than 2.7 meter per kilometer. Base condition assume that the roughness on the road is up to 2.7 meter per kilometer. So if it is more than that, only in that case this correction is to be applied. Now once you adjust this operating speed for local conditions, then you can find out the capacity. Capacity of the road. That is the fourth step. Capacity is now C is 1540 plus 30 times operating speed, or it is 2490 plus 43 times operating speed. Now this is for 4-lane highway and this is for 6-lane highway. Capacity here is PC per hour per direction. So there is a capacity of 2 lanes in one direction, capacity of 3 lanes in one direction. That is your fourth step. Now this capacity can be further adjusted for shoulder condition, and for median condition. Whether you provide paved shoulder or unpaved shoulder, that will have influence on capacity. Similarly, if median width is 2.5 meter or more, then the capacity is increased. So in case of 4-lane divided road, adjusted capacity is given by this equation: C plus 188 PSW plus 170 UPSW plus 74. Now this is the situation when your median width is more than 2.5 meter. This is the capacity which you estimated using operating speed, base value. This is the width of the paved shoulder in meter. And this width of paved shoulder is taken in excess or in deficient of 1.5 meter. What does it mean? That the base condition assumes that you provide paved shoulder of 1.5 meter. If it is not 1.5 meter, let us say you provide a shoulder of 1 meter, then in that case it will be minus 0.5. If the shoulder is 2 meter, then it will be plus 0.5. So 1.5 is taken as the base value. And this is the shoulder width of unpaved, width of unpaved shoulder. 74 is added because that is the influence of median width. If median is more than 2.5 meter wide, then we add 74. If median width is less than 2.5, then this 74 is removed, and that in that case adjusted capacity will be C plus 188 PSW plus 170 UPSW. That's it. In case of 6-lane road, 6-lane highway, this equation is C plus 153 PSW plus 64 UPSW. Again, PSW in respect of 1.5 meter. So that is how you determine the capacity of a multi-lane highway as per Indo-HCM procedure. Let me just take one example. That on a section of 4-lane highway, the operating speed which is estimated from field data is 100 km per hour. Gradient of the section 1.4%, roughness 3.6 meter per kilometer. There is no curvature, says tangent section. Width of paved shoulder is 0.5 meter and median width is 2 meter. What is the capacity of this section as per Indo-HCM 2018? So the first step is to determine the operating speed. Operating speed is given, that is your VOS under base condition, 100 km per hour. Now this operating speed is adjusted for curvature and gradient. So VOS adjusted is 100 minus 4.7 into IRI. IRI is more than 2.7 and therefore you consider IRI also here. 3.6 minus 0.6 into gradient. Gradient is 1.4%. minus 0.03 curvature. Curvature is 0. There is no curvature. So this factor goes. That is the adjusted operating speed, 82.24 kilometer per hour. Now corresponding to this 82.4 kilometer per hour, you find out what is the capacity. Capacity of a 4-lane section is given by this equation, 1540 plus 30 into operating speed, VOS. That is 1540 plus 30 into 82.84, that is 4007 vehicles per hour per direction. Now this capacity now should be adjusted for shoulder condition. So this capacity, now adjusted capacity, is the capacity plus 188 paved shoulder plus 170 UPSW. Now this is the equation corresponding to median width less than 2.5, because in our case, width of median is 2 meter, and therefore we are not adding 74 here, right? So there is no unpaved shoulder, so this is 0, and C is 4007 plus 188 into paved shoulder, 0.5, and I told you the standard paved shoulder width is 1.5 meter. So here we should take minus 1.0. So the capacity is reduced. Now 3819 vehicle per hour per direction. That is how we determine capacity of a multi-lane highway as per Indo-HCM procedure. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you have any question, you can write.